integrity is trust. So if I look at the board of directors, corporate governance can only really be maintained on a regular basis if the relationship on the board is with the chief executive and his or her executive team. But actually each and every one of us has the ability to behave in a set way to a shared set of values, and actually there should be trust in the way you treat and maintain the relationship for collaboration with each and every one of us. There shouldn't be the issue of misconduct.
Yeah. It actually, Jeff, as you were talking there, it reminded me of a journey I was on approximately 20 years ago. Maybe my grey hair gives it away, but it was an amazing journey. It was a large organization I was part of, and we were going through a turnaround where there was a total breakdown in trust. And it was a bank. And so you can imagine trust in banking is quite significant when you have a breach. and certainly the regulators and your customers are the first ones to put up their hands. And so, of course, it needed a CEO change, it needed an executive leadership change. And it was a CEO that none of us had thought would get the nod, because it wasn't a typical profile of the individual we all thought. But the individual they did choose, that board chose, was brilliant. Because what he did was, he kept things simple. Over a period of 5 years, he had a scorecard of 10 items. And he made it, and that was his personal scorecard, and he made it transparent to every single person in the organization. And it was financial, there was all kinds of things in there. But the things that were important was the culture of the organization, the trust in the organization, and we had very sophisticated tools that actually measured this. The trust from the regulators. And it was amazing, because every 6 months he used to do his roadshows, and the auditoriums were packed. People were sitting on the stairs because they couldn't wait to see his scorecard. And he was honest to say, guys, you know what? I got 4 out of 10 this time around. I'm not doing that well, but this is the plans to get there. The next time he came around, guys, I'm 6 out of 10. And that transparency and authenticity and honesty, backed up by very specific actions and tools and metrics to support the organization through that change. Had he not built trust, and his team and all the leadership teams below him, we would never have achieved. And he set the operating rhythm. He set the culture from the top. And it was a fascinating, learning. So I think for me, I'm a great believer in storytelling and bringing, things to life in real life scenarios. And that to me was a powerful learning for me. I'm building board committees for one of our clients at the moment, and one of the committees I'm actually quite proud of is the ethics committee, because I believe that's a clear differentiator. But I go back to behaviour. Entrepreneurial leadership and trust go hand in hand, and I think that boards there needs to be more skills in composition around the board to acknowledge that culture, strategy, corporate governance, and behaviour drives the organisation. And I think it's incredibly important that, and I believe that we're changing at such a rapid rate that if we talk about CEOs having a new yardstick, but chairmen also need this new yardstick that I describe, and if they're not able to execute the trusted behaviour that we're talking about, aligned to strategy and corporate governance and audit and risk and ethics, then I think it's step aside time. Absolutely.
I think because the future demands a different kind of leader, an entrepreneurial leader.